Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Y'all thought it was over with. It's the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. And this is like an extended version for anybody who missed the earlier show. We had a great show, a lot of information with my girls from the Girls Buy Houses 2, GBHT. They are still in the building. We appreciate everybody being here and being part of the show. And a special shout out and thanks to my new co-host, Ms. Megan Chanel, and all the things she's doing and gonna be doing. We are already locked in, and we got a lot of great shows that are gonna be coming to you guys. So I look forward to them. Look forward to her being a continued part of the show. But we got my man, EAZI Benjamin, in the building, and he's a poet that's part of my family of poets, and we're behind the scenes planning a bunch of different things. Another gentleman that I didn't meet until the night of the show. But we connected with the community of poets that I had met already, and you're another person who got spoke of highly, and you've already shown me why that's been the case. But you guys know that if you've been watching the show, one thing that I've been trying to do is incorporate poetry as a piece of my show, whether it be at the beginning or at the end or at the middle. But now with so many different poets out there, and another thing, if you're a poet, you'd like to be a part of displaying your arts and your pieces on the show, just reach out to me, the Reach Podcast Show at gmail.com. Send me a write-up or a bio and a picture, and you're on the show. Or if you want to DM me on Facebook or Instagram, just hit me at the Reach Podcast Show, and you'll get some feedback from me as well. But he was going to end the show today, so we definitely couldn't allow that moment to go by. He wanted to be in. You know how Houston is. It's crazy out here, the traffic and different things like that. So I want to just go ahead, and we're going to give this gentleman an opportunity to introduce himself and bless us with the piece that he has today. So none other than my man, EAZI Benjamin. Go ahead and tell our audience who you are, man.
Sir, first and foremost, I appreciate you for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
The dopest podcast that I actually tune into myself.
Appreciate it,
so
man.
For everybody that's either new, that's watching, or that's old and existing and already watched the show consistently, make sure you stay tapping in, tune in, and always make the phone calls, either give any remarks, or like you just stated, if you want to be on the show yourself specifically with whatever topic we're talking about. I'm just grateful to be here. Like you said, Houston traffic is a little ridiculous. Especially when it cuts off the way you need to go.
Yeah.
But you made it happen, and God's blessing. I am, I guess just to start out right away with a little bit of my story. I'm born and raised from actually up north, Midwest, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Chicago as well, more on the west side. Born and raised more so in Milwaukee, though. Of course, I went to college, got my degree. It's more on marketing, business administration, sales, management, emphasis, organizational management. It's a big repertoire. I've been a poet, though, since I've been maybe 12 years old. The first poems I started to write were all about family. First poem was actually about my mother. She still has it hanging up on the wall. Shout out to my mom. I love you, miss you, of course.
And salute to all the queens, man. Not to cut you off. We didn't mention earlier, Mother's Day. Mother's Day is around the corner this weekend, so salute to all the queens and all the mothers out there, especially mine. You know, definitely happy Mother's Day to you. So definitely want to plug that in right quick.
Have to. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. You guys are everything to us. So we wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you guys. So we just keep it there short and sweet.
And on the business side, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a group of young ladies that I met here recently. They go by the name of GBHT. Them girls right there.
Yeah.
You definitely want to connect with them, man. I was just being funny, but no, definitely a solid connection with them young ladies.
Oh yeah, you got some great queens that come on this platform and do their thing, or is already doing a lot for the community in the city. So I'm just down here to do my part, be the change that I want to see, and also to continue my own path that God has for me. So the reason why I moved down here, actually, in my city, it's a great city, but it's very contained, so it's not so much you can do, especially in the entertainment industry, to really get yourself out here. So Houston, you're in one of the most entrepreneurship cities, the largest city actually in our nation. So everything that you want to do is down here. It's just having the drive and the motivation to get your face out here, to do it, and to bring yourself with that authenticity.
Yeah.
This is a specific word I like to use myself. But yes, I've been doing poetry since 12 years old, and it always involves my writing to this day. I have never stopped. It's my way of releasing, my way of expressing myself. Same way with music.
Yeah.
It's like they call it BFAB if you go to school, born from a boombox.
Yeah.
You know, it just lives inside you. It never goes away. So I have a piece that I am going to do. It's more connected to somewhat what the ladies were already talking about and discussing today with just, property risk management, but more so just on purpose, finding your purpose, especially when we all have our own struggles. Everybody has their own struggles that they go through every day. So I have my own that we always are currently going through everybody. So it's a piece that connects to that. But no, man, I've been loving it since I've been down here.
That's what's up, man.
It's been incredible. Still got a lot to do.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. I can't wait to hear. So look, I'm scoot on out the way, let you have the floor, man, whatever you want to do. Y'all give him some snaps right quick, get his energy right.
The energy you give is what you receive.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So, piece and poem is called Purpose. Don't know how much he could take. These life illustrious blows of fate can make a nigga bend out of place. Never break. No quitting him if you thought otherwise, it's your mistake. From planting his feet and standing his place, he uprooted the en route to leave behind what he never had, the past. A young Dre trying to deliver his generation out the aftermath. He's aftermath, calculating his skill sets, plus his abilities, added to being dedicated to evolving his impurities in addition to, let me help your mind equal out to understand from how to why he grab, drop, pull, tug, position, grip, crisscross, buddy ears, close, knot, laces himself to do the things he do every day. But pay attention. These essence of words are like the essence of herbs. They'll peel the edges of your outer protective layers back like an orange so we all can see the nutritional side. Brace yourself for reality. The model he lives by, a good brother he grew up with gave to him, and you all should stay prescribed to, because just like him, we all can be that why me guy or girl, doing everything that we're supposed to do, grinding hard, staying out the way, helping develop different pathways for our sisters and brothers that others don't want us to create, being one of the most selfless guys or girls on this universe, and blam, smack, pop, push, slam, how these life illustrious blows of fate always come around and bend niggas out of place. Never break, no quitting them if you thought otherwise, that's your mistake. Goes, and even though he gets up, wipes off and plants his feet because he's the master of his fate and captain of his soul, he's irresistible thoughts, man. He just tries to understand, God, what is your plan? He knows that life's given a repetition of negative obstacles to test his abilities and faith in. He knows he'll stand here erect, but please forgive him if they take a toll and they aren't endured with a heavily embraced seat. And he knows everyone's triple S, situation, story, and struggle are on different wavelengths. But on June 7th, when he sent that Facebook status, why me, God? His brother gave him the quote. You're asking the wrong question, bro. It's why not you? Rejuvenated and revitalized, he realized the real lie, realigned and intertwined into the calling of his mentality that reality is real. Yeah, living. That's why in this race, his mindset is strapped in, gas flowing, and he won't stop until he reaches that finish line success mark that's applied inside his mind. Congeniality, the big real knit, the marathon continues. Grab, place, hold, rip, tear, reach, grab, pen. I let this ink spill all over this notebook with this infield struggle inside, fueling the pride, ambition, and ego. Midwest raised nigga with an old school southern flow, and his inner monster roars. He tries with all his might, but it's hard to keep the untamed gorilla inside. But he knows it's not the time or the place, so he intakes and uses the fury of his grind and staying persistent goes hard for him and the ones that stay down with him. Strapped in tight to that focused mentality that he will be the success and change that he wants to see. But the real question is, do you all want to live or just exist? Drake mode, we always thought our vision was bigger than the bigger picture, but a wise woman once said, impossible is not in the king's vocabulary. Did he mistake you for something less? Discouragement does not discourage us and motivates our next step. It's already done in Jesus' name, and my Dukes made a genius, and we won't take it for granted. We won't settle for less. Code said it the best. We don't take what they owe us and show you that we can fly. Ain't no stressing on our own. The illest niggas alive. It's our purpose. See you eventually.
Man. Hey, brother, that was dope. That was really dope, man. So, I'm gonna leave the floor to y'all. If y'all have anything y'all want to say, share, or whatever, please feel free. Yeah, man. I appreciate that piece definitely came from the heart, and I definitely feel it. I see what you were saying when you were saying it was related to the things we were talking about. The why us versus actually needs to be why not us. Why not me? And then also, just the things that these ladies are doing. It definitely fits. So was that on purpose? Was it written for today, or
honestly, it's a piece that I've written years ago.
Okay.
And I wouldn't even say a few years ago. It's more like 2 to 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I kind of released it maybe a year or so ago, but I haven't been able to performing on stage as much as I want to.
Yeah.
I've been doing that now, as you see, just trying to hit as many stages as I can to, of course, generate more awareness, but promote my own brand.
Absolutely.
Everywhere I can go in Houston, so everybody knows who I am, especially for me being up north. But the piece just recognized, even what I'm going through right now, that nobody honestly can even see.
Right.
A lot of people, because I brand myself with a certain positivity and a certain energy, because as everybody can know, especially if you're that type, your energy can fill up the entire room.
Absolutely.
It can affect everybody.
Absolutely.
So because I know I'm that factor now, God put that kind of talent in me to try to make sure nobody knows anything that's going on, and be the most positive person to give what we have to give back to everyone else.
Yeah.
So because of that, nobody will ever know. And that's just not me, it's a lot of people that's like that. But I'm going through stuff right now to this day, just like I know the beautiful queens behind me are, regardless of them coming on this stage and present to give so much knowledge to everybody else. So, but then also with that, it does connect because I have queens in there from my mom and other queens that's helped raise me, to even queens that's just doing great stuff in the community on the words impossible and the words can't, and how they're not in our vocabulary.
Yeah,
the king or queen's vocabulary. So they've always tried to contain us, entrap us, and keep us, well, what's the best word?
Subdued.
I was going to say that word with an S.
Yeah. Subdued. We got to break free, and it all starts in the mind, man. So I totally get it, and I dig it. And, that was definitely a powerful piece. And, I just appreciate you, just like I tell all the other poets, for just being as brave, just to get on a platform like this and share, because that's just something when it's within itself that a lot of people struggle with. People don't want to get on the camera, people don't want to be vulnerable, but you're the voice of those people, because I'm sure there's thousands of people that'll be like, nah, that's what I wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? And it's important that, poetry and the arts live on. Like my girl, shout out to Tiffany Scales, that's her thing, long live the arts. But with that being said, before we get off, is what does poetry mean to you? Why is it so important in your eyes?
For my childhood, how I was raised, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. You see when I can talk a lot when I get the space provided for me to do so. But in my childhood, I kind of grew up in a rough childhood. I was born and raised with just a mother, so she was my mother and my father. I
can identify.
Definitely. I only knew his name. I remember one time that I remember when I was 19 years old at the library. And it wasn't the happiest, because I didn't even know who he was until he kind of walked away.
Right.
But even though, regardless of that, just growing up in different areas of, different areas of the hood, Milwaukee, certain areas of the north side or the east side, or just going through a segmented city, we have to find our way out. So you have a lot of artists, talented artists that's still up there that nobody ever knows about, but they use this as a mechanism to release, to be free, to get their own piece of serenity from everything else around them losing their head. It could be blaming it on them at the same time. So I was one of those. I am a stereotype and that type of a prodigy of being a fatherless male, growing up in certain areas where they teach us men, you can't do this, you can't cry, you can't shed tears, you can't be vulnerable. You always have to be tough, always have to be strong. And that's not right, because all men need to be vulnerable. That's our strength. That's how we help the community. That's how we help our nation. I mean, we can go to Martin Luther King, W. Du Bois. We've seen them on stage show vulnerability. So a lot of people just don't understand how much of a strength it is, and that's because of just the systematic society that you just said that we live in, that they keep us in that certain realm. So I've always used poetry in that sense since I've been little. I just dug into it more when I hit like 12 or 13. So focus more on just my own wordplay, being versatile, and how I wanted to write. And it blossomed every day. It's just a way that I release myself. Honestly, to get more of the inner monster out that you build in and you hold from just not being able to express and communicate how you really want to. Especially if you don't have the platforms and people around that helps you, like they say, surround yourself around the lions that's going to help you walk the same route. So, but that's my really calling on it. It's everything to me.
That's good. That's good. I mean, and like she was saying earlier, there's a purpose behind it, man. And the name of the poem is purpose. So, it's definitely something that you don't need to let be silenced, and keep doing the things that you're doing. And like I told y'all, as long as I have my platform, which I can go anywhere, this is a platform that's mobile, and that's what we continue to do and provide that space. So you guys look out for a road tour. We were talking about that, and we did serious about that. We've been planning since that Friday. We have a couple cities on the map, and with you being from where you're from, we'll put that city on the map too, and just bring some people out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about again, reaching the people. You know, that's what it's all about. So,
man, our voice.
Absolutely, man.
Our voice is the influence, especially for the thousands of people that can't do what we can, or not, or have the very courage to do so. So that's how I've always looked at it. From even talking to God myself and him, talk to my intuition. I gave you a power to use for our people.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
Do what I want to
do. Well with it. And so tell people how to follow you again. If you got any events or any stages you're going to be blessing here in the near future, let us know where to find you, and then we'll chime off.
Well, I'm, of course, more so on the north side. I do a lot of different events. I'm always at the local seed. I'm always doing, if not certain ciphers for I Spit. Shout out to Poetry Lived as well for Brief Poetry. It's a lot of different events. Of course, just like your own mic that you've had in podcast shows that I like to just intertune on. So if you follow me on IG, it's EAZI, EAZI_Benjamin, Benjamin:06 is my core IG. You'll find out everything I'm doing at the dates and the times because I always post it. The most recent one I have going on is in 2 weeks from now. It's going to be on Monday. It's actually going to be at the local seat, which is a nice lounge and bar that's meant for poetry nights. Yeah. And they usually do it on Monday nights, pretty much from 8 to 9. You know the date on that? One is going to be on the end of the month, the 31st, and the next one, actually, I'm going to get you the dates right now. 2 seconds. So y'all find the 17th, excuse me. 17th, okay. 17th. Okay. That's, what's the 17th of this month? Yes. Okay. So it'll be like May 17th at the, what is it called? The local seat. The local seat. May 17th at the local seat. Find my man EAZI Benjamin, blessing the stage, and y'all get to his IG, follow him, and just support. You know, it's the arts. That's what we're supporting. And then also, y'all definitely support my girl, Miss Megan Chanel. Her event is next Thursday, a week from today. It's 7 to 9. What time is it? 8 to 9. 8 to 9. We're going to have a date and paint with a little chakra twist, get you educated on your chakras, which all relates to energy. And then also find our GBHT girls May 23rd over at the Black Store. We're going to have an event over there talking about real estate. And of course, stay connected to the Reach Podcast Show, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners, and just get connected. And we're building our community, and we're looking to just leave a positive legacy in all the things that we're doing. So again, we appreciate you guys tuning back in, catching the last part of the show from today, and being blessed by our man, Mr. EAZI Benjamin, with his purpose piece. So thanks, brother. Peace and blessings. All right, you guys have a great day, great weekend. Salute and shout out to all our queens, and happy Mother's Day to you guys.